Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today I'm going to try to provide you some insight on the characters that you might want to build for the story mode, as well as maybe for world boss and whatever content you have in the game, to give you guys an idea of what characters to build. Now, there is no set guide to story mode. Netmarble was pretty sneaky and pretty genius in how they developed which characters you need for it, because some characters you just don't use that much, but they're very relevant in story mode. Some characters you use a lot in world boss, but they're not very relevant in story mode, and so on and so on and so on. You know, in some modes, these characters are just more relevant than other story modes, and that's actually kind of good because they balance out the characters as far as how relevant they are. And it's really important to have the right characters because in the new story modes in the ultimate, you have to be able to acquire these fragments. And when you have all the right characters, you're going to have all your chance ups, which means when you have all three of these, you're going to be guaranteed a fragment. And why are the fragments important? Well, when you get all the fragments, you'll be able to get one of these enhancement kits from the Dimensional Clash story mode, and in Allfather, you'll be able to get either Odin's Blessings or Mythic Urus, and that's very important. That's on a daily basis. So for these here, I'm just going to run through all the teams that you need and which characters might be the most relevant for you and where they're good, where they're not good, and to hopefully to provide some insight on what characters to use. So for the Fragment 1 here, in stage 1-1, you need Medusa, Sunbird, and Red Skull. Sunbird is actually extremely relevant because he gets used in the Allfather mode and the Dimensional Clash. You'll use him 3 times in the Dimensional Clash and 1 time, well actually on 2 different teams, in the Allfather mode. In the second team, you have Cho, Black Panther, and Quicksilver. Quicksilver is insane because he gets used 8 different times in the story mode. Black Panther, however, he only gets used twice, and Cho only gets used twice as well. But Cho is amazing in World Boss. He's an amazing character to transcend. And Black Panther, I mean, he's, we all know where he's at. We all want him to be better. But he is a tier 3 that doesn't cost that much materials to build up compared to an Awakened Cho. But at the same time, you got to build Sunbird and Red Skull for this team here. It's really crazy. And then for the last one, you have Dr. Octopus, Shadow Shell, and Quicksilver. So there's Quicksilver again, and Shadow Shell can prove to be very useful too because she gets used in the Allfather mode as well. And Shadow Shell actually gets used 3 times in the Dimensional Clash also. So Shadow Shell and Sunbird and Quicksilver, I think, are really some must builds. And probably Dr. Octopus as well because you can use them in ABX as well as a good requirement in the story mode. Dr. Octopus does get used 3 times in the story mode also. For the next fragment here, in the first one you have Iron Man. Iron Man's a requirement for both of these, and you need Iron Man, Apocalypse, and Scarlet here, which is extremely important because this is a team you really want to have because Apocalypse and Scarlet also get used in the Allfather mode. So you'll be able to use them in both story modes. It sucks that they're native tier 2s, but it is what it is. And you need Iron Man for both of them. And the second one, you need Cyclops and Jean along with Iron Man. Cyclops, he only gets used once in the entire story mode. He's not really that relevant. However, he is relevant in ABX for a leadership. And maybe if you're even using him for your ABX character, he's also really good in World Boss. And then you have Jean Grey, who's a PvP monster, good in World Boss. So like I said, you really just got to build all of these characters. I mean, it's kind of the way it works. And then in the third fragment here, in the first one, you have Scarlet, Professor X, and Iron Man. So there's Iron Man again and Scarlet. Again, very relevant. Professor X, not so relevant in story mode, very relevant in World Boss. And then in the next one, you have Doctor Strange, Captain America, and Sunbird. Doctor Strange and Captain America only get used once in the story mode, which kind of sucks. But Sunbird gets used in both the Allfather and the regular story mode. So really, you'd want Scarlet, Professor X, and Iron Man, and Sunbird. In the fourth one here, you'll need Black Bolt, actually, Quicksilver, and Star-Lord. So there's Quicksilver, and then there's Star-Lord also. And then the next one, you need Cho, Quicksilver, and Medusa. So it's really hard to say what characters you actually need. And then in the fifth one here, you have Beta Ray Bill, Quicksilver, and Deadpool. And this is something else. You know, Netmarble set it up to where certain characters are going to get used very often, but then they put other characters like Beta Ray Bill who are very hard to level up, and he only gets used once in the story mode, but he's amazing in World Boss. So again, it really just comes down to you really just want to build all the damn characters. And then you have Deadpool also on this team. In the second team, you have Namor, Shadow Shell, and Black Widow. Black Widow's very relevant because she gets used in the All-Father mode and the story mode. You have Shadow Shell, which also gets used in the story mode and the All-Father mode. Namor only gets used once, but he's an ABX meta. Then you have the third one. You have Red Skull, Dr. Octopus, and Mystique. Mystique, ABX meta. Dr. Octopus, ABX meta. Red Skull, you know, good, decent world boss. We'll see. I don't know how strong he is awakened, but probably pretty damn strong. And Red Skull, he gets used 3 different times in story mode. And then for the 6th one, you need Odin for both of them. You also need Odin and Quicksilver for here and Star-Lord. You need Odin, Scarlet, and Black Widow. So Scarlet again becoming very relevant. So is Quicksilver and Black Widow. And you know, we have to level up Odin. We got to take him to tier 3. Then for the 7th fragment, you need Red Skull, Quicksilver, and Red Guardian. Red Guardian only gets used once, so not very relevant. But in the second one, you need Iron Man, Quicksilver, and Deadpool. So you don't need to awaken Red Guardian. You don't need to awaken him at all for anything really. But an Iron Man definitely going to be a must-have, I think. Quicksilver definitely going to be a must-have because you need Iron Man and Quicksilver for multiple story modes, and Deadpool as well. Plus Deadpool's just insane. Then for the 8th fragment, you need Black Bolt, Magneto, and Sunbird. And then for the next one, you need Dr. Octopus, Black Panther, and Shadow Shell. So really, Black Bolt's, you know, probably going to be an ABX meta. He can cap out the ABX score. Magneto, you know, you're going to want to get him if you want to get Jean Grey, especially for PvP. And then you're going to need Sunbird as well. Black Panther, we had the team before where Black Panther was used with Cho and Quicksilver. But Black Panther, I don't really think you need to build them, to be perfectly honest. So Red Guardian and Black Panther, I don't think you really need to build. And you really don't need to build Red Skull as well. So Red Skull, Red Guardian, and Black Panther, I don't think you need to build. And then for the 9th fragment, you'll have, in the first one here, you have Luna, Silver Surfer, which only gets used once, and Apocalypse. And then here you have Iron Man, Blue Dragon, and Doctor Strange. So yeah, it's kind of one of them deals. A lot of people are going to have Silver Surfer, but you're going to need Luna at tier 3, and you're going to need Apocalypse. This is a very crazy one because, or I'm sorry, the first one, A2 here, because you need a paywall. You need 2 native tier 2s that are godly expensive. But here, everybody's going to have Iron Man, probably. You need there's Doctor Strange in here, but Blue Dragon you have to awaken, and Blue Dragon only gets used once. So it's a pretty tough predicament, to be perfectly honest. And then for the All Father here, and this is for the All War, this is the one where you get the Odin's Blessings and the Mythic Urus. Take a look at here, you go in fragment. Now here you only need 4 fragments. So you only need 4 different teams. And you can get these Mythic Urus or maybe even Odin's Blessings every day. For the first team, I'm just going to click on it. This team can be used on 2 different game modes. So it's very important. Like I said, Sunbird and Shadow Shell and Scarlet are going to be must-haves. And then for the team for 11-2 here, Black Widow, Apocalypse, and there's Sunbird again. Black Widow and Apocalypse, you're absolutely going to need them. You don't have much choice. For the third one, you're going to need Thor, Apocalypse, and Luna. So I don't think you need Beta Ray if you level up Red Skull. You don't need Red Guardian. You won't need Black Panther. So there are really a lot of ways you can go about this as far as what characters you don't need. You definitely don't need Red Guardian. That's one awakened character you don't have to worry about. However, it's really tough to say which ones you don't need from that point on. Dr. Octopus is in here quite a bit. Mystique's in here once, but it's one of them things where, you know, you have 2 different teams where you have Beta Ray Bill, Quicksilver, and Deadpool, but You could also get the same fragment with Red Skull, Dr. Octopus, and Mystique. You could also get the same fragment with Namor, Shadow Shell, and Black Widow. I mean, it's really tough to say which characters to go with, but I just wanted to provide you all the list of all the teams you need, and maybe you can go from there, take a look at your accounts, and see what characters are going to benefit you the most. This team right here is going to be an absolute must-have because all these characters get used in the Dimensional Clash story mode. They get used in the All-War mode. They are a must-have. And honestly, I think Black Widow and Apocalypse are also going to be must-haves as well. And you're going to need Thor no matter what because there's only one stage you can fight in the all-war mode, and he's going to be on that team, and you're going to lead Luna no matter what. So hopefully this information will help some of you out. I know it's a lot to intake, but after really looking at all this, you know, you just realize how many characters need to be built, how many characters need to be leveled up. Netmarble, please give us more resources. You really need to double up the resources because, man, it will take months and months and months for people to level up all these characters. Even me being a whale, I got a lot of work to do because there's a lot of characters that I don't have awakened or that I don't have tier 3. So please give us more rewards so players can get those rewards from the story mode every day. And if your player base is happy, Netmarble, then you're going to make more money. I promise you, you would make more money. When players are happy, they spend more money. Let me know if this helps any of you out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.